Wack100. You know shit was not going to be whatever. So anyway, I'm going to give y'all some, let me see if I could, I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory. We're going to play, then I'm going to interject. Okay, I have a lot to say. So, here we go.
I don't care about nothing.
Okay. I want to give you a real quick, let me see.
Another one, you ain't.
Oh my God.
Here you go.
Okay. Let me give you a real quick, what's going on. So Wack100, remember when I covered the thing where like some girl who fucked Wack took a picture of Wack with his ass in the air? Okay. His booty was in the air and he was on the bed. He was on Clubhouse. But I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, nigga, I've recorded YouTube videos naked. And if there was some weird-ass chick around with a fucking camera phone, maybe you would have seen Akademiks with his gut hanging over and his fucking dick limp. You know, you never see. Who knows, my nigga? Again, we all get naked from time to time. However, it is embarrassing. I get it. And also, you were caught lacking. Wack's one of them people who always gives advice to people not getting caught lacking. Him getting caught lacking, pretty embarrassing. And by the way, here's the thing. I'll be honest. I think Wack got to understand people are going to laugh at your expense. People have laughed at my expense a lot of times, and that's how it goes. You know, one day, I always say, today for me, tomorrow for you. So we laugh at you, then you probably going to laugh at me. That's just how it goes. And you can't ever be someone who's in a public light who thinks you're just beyond everything. That's why I was even saying with the whole, like, you know, Reg and Nate thing, where I'm like, well, they're putting out a public relationship, which I don't want no type of criticism. Okay, I got it. But it's back to this Wack situation is that I guess because, you know, and I've been telling y'all, when people see someone who's as, you know, Wack is like a slick motherfucker. He's like the nigga who, you know, if you're wrestling, he goes in the ring with baby oil rubbed on him. You can't grab him. You can't ever, you know, and pause. Like, you can't ever put him in a position where he can't like wiggle out of it and pause on that. But what I mean by that is that every time Wack gets in an argument, he's confronted by anything that people think, oh, we got him, he gets out of it. Like, you know, people like, shit, I think Hassan Campbell thought, yo, we got this nigga when he exposed the audio of Wack talking about Nipsey Hussle. But you know what Wack did? He just admitted to it and also like doubled down on it. You know what I mean? He escaped out of everything that people thought he was basically caught dead to rights in. So now they finally have something where it's just undoubtedly embarrassing, or if it's not embarrassing, it's just funny as fuck. Now, I'm getting to the point. They have this fucking room on Clubhouse, and they're all laughing at Wack, okay? Apparently, 21 Savage was in there with some other girl named Tokyo Vanity, and while they're in the room, I don't have a recording of the room, but according to Wack, he felt like 21 and them were joking about not only the picture in the video, which we've like kind of joked a little bit about, but he felt like they were playing with his sexuality, like basically kind of joking like, oh, he probably gay type shit. You know what I mean? And again, a lot of people don't like when, you know, you play with their sexuality, right? Gay, straight, or otherwise. Anyway, this was Wack, who basically then threw in the air to say, you know what? I think that nigga 21 Savage might be snitching. Anyway, he said that the day before. 21 Savage comes in the next day to confront him about him calling 21 Savage a snitch, and this is how that conversation goes on. Let me see.
Bro, we did all...
Here we go.
Made me a... So let's run it.
Then nobody call, you know.
Okay, by the way, that voice is 21 Savage.
Hey, 21, I'm going to keep it real, bro. We did our thing, right? And I'm going to be real. You didn't set back, and you know I could be reckless. I know. I got an artist. I know what it is and what it ain't. I don't know why you was sitting this. Well, we know 3 of my homegirls right with the
Chilling with the answer.
She don't know it. She
was just.
I don't know this whole
taking it
you
too
ain't, hey, listen,
serious, bro. You gotta
listen,
line
homie.
up, bro.
I don't know this. Let me ask you a question, bro. Do I come to your stage disrespecting you, bro? Keep it real. And my people bet not do it either.
Bruh, she joking with you.
Nah,
bro.
hold on. I don't know. Hey, if Miss Dree did it, one thing. I know that woman. I don't know this. I don't know.
You gotta line up, bro.
Nah, I ain't got
And you gotta tell your goons to chill too, bro.
I'm denying. It's up.
It sounds so hilarious when niggas say goons when it comes to talking about Clubhouse. There's Clubhouse goons, like people who go from room to room, like Clubhouse banging. It's crazy.
We up. We finna be up every day, all day. We gonna play the game.
Clubhouse boy.
No, we ain't gotta do that because I know where she at. On our roof, I know where she at. We gonna play it all the way.
That's the hey, can somebody get a Pyru counter? We need a Pyru counter in the chat. Pyru counter in the chat. We got the first Pyru.
Hey, look, though, on some real, but look,
Did you tell this? It been nothing but peace, causing some because at the end of the day, now it's a bunch of weird blogs, and I ain't even got started yet.
She was just with you.
Nah, I don't know that. I ain't been acquainted with that.
So let me also explain what's going on with this exchange so far. Basically, 21 is saying, yo, dog, why'd you just say I'm a snitch? Like, bro, is it because we were joking about the video? And Wack was saying, yo, me and you got into it a year ago when the 6ix9ine thing happened. Like 6ix9ine was on Clubhouse, Wack was on there, 21 was on there, like all that happened, right? And 21 was just like, yo, bro, like niggas was just joking, like everybody joke about shit. And Wack was just like, nah, it's been basically a truce between us. And you sent a girl that's in your, I don't know if the girl is signed to 21 or that's like supposedly 21 Clubhouse goons. I don't know what the fuck this is. But they're like, you sent that girl to antagonize us. So now I'm the truce is off. It's back to war, and part of war is me saying you're a snitch. Like this is what it is. You know what I mean? Again, trust me. Sounds ridiculous, but this is what it is.
Look, no, check it out. She ain't think you was gonna take it how you.
Hey, check this out. That
no, but
here,
look though, but look.
Say, hey Wack, how you doing? Hey Wack, my name is Tokyo. She ain't said nothing.
But look,
got
though, right?
disrespectful in the middle of us having a whole other conversation.
But look though, right?
Facts.
Who that think she playing
and
with?
She did it to me before
look,
too.
Man,
and
look,
that used to be the homie, man.
Told her just a new Clubhouse, don't come playing.
But look though, right? There be a lot going on, right? And I don't speak on it. So
I don't speak on nothing going on your side, homie.
But look, when you
I
see
intentionally don't speak on it.
But look though, when you see a going through real life, right? Like I didn't see you go through real life on the internet or whatever, right? And I don't speak on it. I don't make fun.
Shout out to you, Christian. I see you.
Speculate about it. Just give me the same respect, gang. Like I don't be.
What you mean? Hey, look, bro. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yo, somebody in the YouTube chat, Majestic, man. And by the way, don't ban him or nothing, please. But he said, yo, speak on your charges, 21. But do you even hear what you're saying? Just think about this. Like, this is the same reason why, like, you know, a nigga like Kodak gets mad. Like, yo, I just interviewed Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez ain't telling me, like, yo, don't ask this, don't ask that. But, dog, I have eyes. I know what's going on. The DA got a gag order on him. Yo, after the whole thing with August, they're investigating him, trying to throw him back in jail. Bro, like, of course, I want to do my job as an interviewer, but, nigga, I don't want the nigga sitting in the jail cell like, damn, I should have did that interview with Ak. Bro, we could talk about things around it without talking about it, but, nigga, he has an open case. What you want him to say? Oh, yeah, I did slap that fuck nigga August. Yeah, and what? What's up? I don't care if I'm on bail. Them niggas could lock me back up. That's what you want a nigga to say? It's an open fucking case. Or what do you want me to say about the Meg shit? Yeah, man. That bitch Meg, she be lying, just wilding. Like, yeah. So what if I had the gun? Like, what do you want to say? So again, going back to 21 situation, any lawyer would probably be like, yo, bro, you can't speak on it. And by the way, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, if he does want to say something, you got to consult your lawyer. Your lawyer probably be like, yo, you can say this, but not this. You know what I mean? You can't probably answer a lot of odd questions about it because, nigga, you're like the DA or whoever's probably going to try to use that against you. So again, it's an open case. So I seen Majestic in the YouTube chat, you know what I mean? Oh, speak on your charges. Bruh, what do you want him to say? And here's the thing. Even if he did say something, you wouldn't be satisfied. Because he did say something. And he said the most legal thing he could. You're going to hear.
Calling me a snitch,
hey, 21,
gang.
I'm going to keep it real, bro.
You on the internet,
hey, look, I'm going to keep it real, bro. You should really check that about coming in here starting the fire that she ain't relevant to, homie. I wish a would go to your room and represent me and start a fire with you, bro, that I know is going to kick back on me on some real, and you know what I'm saying, homie. You know he got a platform. You know he got a voice. Would you go over there with that my name for?
Bro, I ain't made nothing up about you, though, bro. That's up, bro.
I ain't made stuff either.
Man, you calling me an informant.
Listen, the DA in Atlanta said it's a well-known rapper.
This is why I told 21, why you get on there. Yo, Clubhouse is the ultimate whack stage. You know how I don't think a nigga could defeat me on Twitch? I don't think a nigga could defeat Wack on Clubhouse. That nigga knows the tricks of the trade. He gonna be on there every day. He got rooms on top of rooms. You can't fucking defeat that nigga. Not on motherfucking Clubhouse, nigga. You gonna have to get down and fucking lay down, bro. And once Once 21 said this, Wack went straight into the shit he really wanted to get to, and it got too hot. Here we go.
Man, you calling me an informant?
Listen, the DA in Atlanta said it's a well-known rapper who's telling
Chilling with the answers.
you get caught and you got a threat of getting sent out the country because you ain't a real citizen. We trying to figure it out. Trying to say so we got to figure out your. Maybe the right, maybe she wrong. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. So we can take a week, 2 weeks, 2 months. I don't give a how long, and we can figure this shit out every day on the internet. I ain't tripping. Hey, I ain't tripping.
Man, look, y'all crazy.
Did you catch a gun? How long it been? 18 months? How long it been?
Man, come on, bro. What the hell?
Hey, bro, listen.
What the bro?
Hey, bro, what you mean?
It's actually been 3
Obviously,
years.
you ain't going to court because you was going to court. Every time you go to court, they gonna let us know you going to court. So
I can't go to court for immigration if I got an open gun case.
What about
fool?
the gun case?
See, that's all he could really say. I got an open gun case. That's stalling the other situation. Pretty much all he could say. If he says anything more, he's probably hurt himself more than help himself. But
can't go to court for immigration.
They will give you your time, let you serve your time, then deport your cat.
Hey, look.
I was doing time before you got off the porch.
Hey, look.
I don't know,
thank you for the
bro.
sub, Perry.
All y'all gotta do.
Then we pull the case law on this.
Man, look.
The case. I
don't care about none of your minions pulling no case
Ain't no
law.
minions, bro. We got real people pulling case law, bro.
Look, bro.
I mean, did you?
Act 23 DT said, damn, I ain't know he had a gun case. I'm going to explain the whole situation after we hear this, okay?
You tell me now, did you give up Thug or not? What's going on? Thug brought you a brand new truck.
Respect
You
trying to
trying
make
to man, you trying to use me for content. You should have stopped that whole yesterday. You know this was going to get stuck.
I'm gone. You trying to use me for content, man.
You is content, you rat. You's a rat. You told on Thug up out of here. Now.
Okay, all right. I want to explain what you're hearing, okay? I'm going to give you factual information. Okay. Now, if y'all never watched this, go to YouTube. 21 Savage, DJ Akademiks, face to face. By the way, I'm giving y'all how y'all can figure it all out. I've done multiple interviews with 21. 21's a friend of mine. Wack's also a friend of mine, too. But I want y'all to go to my channel, DJ Akademiks. And if y'all go to videos or actually go to playlists, if you go to playlists, it's not face to face. It's called A Mile in My Shoe. Go to A Mile in My Shoe, 21 Savage. Click it. You're going to see a bunch of videos. I want you to watch all 3 episodes of the 21 Savage thing. I did this back in 2019. He invited me to Atlanta. It was really an in-depth and probably one of my first time at possibly doing kind of more of a documentary style like, experience. I want to do more of these because it was great. And I love it. Thank you, 21 Savage. Thank you, Meezy. His team was really nice. But I'm going to always keep it 100. So I'm not because like they were really nice to me means I'm going to just come here and just bullshit y'all. Okay? So I went there, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, he with a bunch of real thorough dudes. This is what it is. I think on the second part, we're inside. And this is probably the part we should probably get to, right? So there's a part, we play 2K, which, by the way, he beat my ass in 2K. But we have a real conversation, and he actually talked about some real situations, okay? Now, I'm going to give you some real facts about 21 Savage, right? Clearly, we know now. At the time, I didn't know. He was born in the UK, but I know now, right? But what I did also, because I pieced stuff together, he never talked about, like, him. He moved over here, like, when he was 7, right? He never talked about, when I was 3. You know what I mean? He never talked about that. So, like, I guess he just never really mentioned the UK part of it. Also, why mention it when you're not really legal, right? Okay, cool. So he moved over here, this and third. He got into street life, whatever. Now, I got to explain everything. And even, Wack's my guy, but I like to be very, very honest and very clear. And y'all could draw whatever conclusions from it because I'm pulling up publicly information. Go watch this. You're going to hear him talk about.
He got shot twice.
He's talking about somebody dying right in front of him.
He died. I didn't.
Go back and watch.
Died too.
You see somebody lose their life and you made it out. And then you constantly think about like, it could have been the other way around.
Definitely. Like when that shit first happened, I used to wish that I died too. Not on no suicide, like, I'm finna kill myself shit, but like, on some shit like, damn, I wish I would just went with him type shit.
Was I mad slim then? I know my weight then. I'm gonna tell you how much I'm over that weight. I'm 30 pounds heavier. So in the last 3 years, so that's February 2019, I'm 30 pounds heavier. I'm 30 pounds heavier now. Okay. Y'all see my new little baby? Huh. Straight 21 Savage. All right, anyway. No. Where's the dog? Okay, I gotta work. Anyway, so y'all gotta go watch this. Please go watch this. So, I'm on my shoes, 21 Savage, episode 22. No, episode 2 actually. I'm gonna play this. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Cause like,
Y'all in the same situation is a little bit where like, wow.
I don't know why. It just be like I might just be in the car by myself.
Some shit where you see
I'm finna kill myself shit. But like,
y'all in the same situation is it's
I got shot 6 times.
There we go.
He got shot twice. He died, I didn't. So I used to be, like my mama asked me one day, she was like, what the fuck did she say? Oh, she was like, do you believe in God? Like, do you believe that God kept you here for a purpose? Because you got shot that many times and survived, and he died and he got shot way less times than you did. And I was just told her, I was like, nah, I just believe in like cause and effect. Like, I believe like.
Okay. Y'all gotta go watch this great piece of content. Thank you to 21 Savage team who helped me out. So I want to explain everything that goes into the Wack situation. I know you're probably like, what are they gonna do with Wack? Here we go. So 21 Savage was always an immigrant. He was always an immigrant, right? His mom brought him over here. He never had citizenship. And when you're an immigrant, and I don't know if he was technically considered illegal, but at that time, you know, when he's grown, you got to get your citizenship or you're pretty much illegal. There is something called, and I'm going to look it up so y'all know I'm not just pulling up some shit I had before. There's something called a U visa. A U visa, okay? So I want y'all to look at this. There's something called, it's called a non-immigrant. It's a U visa. That's what it is. So when 21 Savage got shot and his friend died, this was an opportunity for 21 Savage to have a visa to legally, or actually not only legally be here, but they couldn't deport you, right? That's the big thing. So essentially, if you're a victim of a crime, and I'll read it verbatim, but I'll summarize it before. If you're a victim of a crime, even if you're a illegal immigrant, you could use the fact that you are a victim of the crime to apply for a visa. That visa will prevent you from getting deported. Okay? Now, let's read what it says. It says victim of criminal activity. Remember, he said he got shot, his man died. He's a victim. The U non-immigrant status visa, the U visa, is set aside for victims of certain crimes who have suffered mental or physical abuse and are helpful to law enforcement or government official in the investigation and prosecution of criminal activity. Congress created the U non-immigrant visa with the passage of the Victims of Trafficking and Violence Protections Act. Whatever the legislation was intended to strengthen the ability of law enforcement agents to investigate and prosecute cases of domestic violence, sexual assault, trafficking, non-citizens, blah, 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 while also protecting victims of the crime who suffer substantial, blah, 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 blah. The legislation also helps law enforcement agencies to better serve victims of crime. We're gonna go through everything before we even comment on it. This is the eligibility. You're eligible, right? If you're the victim of a qualified criminal activity. Somebody got shot. This was an attempted, I believe, robbery, or it was whatever happened, but he got shot. Remember, his man died, right? So he's a victim of a qualifying activity. What else? You have suffered some physical or mental abuse. Clearly, that's easy probably to say. Yo, listen, I watched my friend die. You definitely did. You have information about the criminal activity, and if you're under the age of 16 or unable to provide information due to a disability, parent or a friend may possess information about your crime on your behalf. See, whatever. You are helpful or likely to be helpful to law enforcement in the investigation or prosecution of the crime if you're under the age of 16, blah, 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 blah. The crime occurred in the United States or violated U.S. law, clearly. If you're admissible to the United States. If you're not admissible, you can apply for this a waiver. Okay. Now, the criminal activities would be these things. Abduction, blah, blah. I think all we got to look for is murder. You're going to see murder right here, right? So these are the qualifying criminal activities. Murder is definitely one of them, right? Cool. All right, cool. Now, and this is why Wack is great. And this is why you can't fuck with Wack, right? Because this visa, right, basically say you are compelled to cooperate if you get this visa, but you're only compelled to cooperate for the incident. You're not like, I know people love to say like you're a lifelong cooperator, right? But that's what it is. Now, granted, and this is what, I think 21 just doesn't even want to get into it. The dudes who did these activities, he never cooperated against. And when I mean never cooperated against, I know you're probably like, okay, that doesn't make sense because you just said the visa, if he gets the visa, he has to cooperate. These guys weren't prosecuted. They weren't prosecuted. You get what I mean? Now, if they were prosecuted, could they have forced 21 Savage to cooperate? Probably. Or they would have said, we're taking your visa away. He didn't have to do that. And by the way, I think, if Wack has something on it, Wack would show the fact that he did cooperate. Because again, if the dudes who killed this guy and shot him, if they went to prison and there was a prosecution that happened, 21 Savage would have to have had cooperated. However, if they never went to prison or they never got prosecuted, did he tell? Even though that might be one of the stipulations if that was one of the cases. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I'm hoping I'm trying to make sense. So yes, the visa says, like, just many things with the U.S. government, it tells you, if we do this for you, you got to tell us everything you know, or you got to be, you're our slave, essentially, in the sense of us doing this prosecution of this case. You got to help us out with anything we need, and if you don't want to help us out, we won't give you the visa. Once they grant him the visa, right? Once they grant him, which, by the way, I believe he got the visa. He got the visa after that incident because, from what I know, and this is all I know, the dudes never went to prison. They basically closed up the investigation or whatever the case is, and essentially, right? Or he didn't testify to this and third. They granted him the visa, but then the visa came with certain type of parameters. It's not a lifelong visa. You don't get to stay in the United States forever. It just basically, you don't have to hide. Because when you're an immigrant, a lot of times when you're in the illegal phase, you hide. You're hoping not to get picked up by the police. You're avoiding taxes. You're doing a lot of things. Now when you have the visa, you can at least pop out and be recognized as someone who's a human. You get what I mean? Now, why did he get locked up back again? We're gonna keep going down. How to apply for it. This is how you apply for it, right? Fine for qualified members. This is how you do it. Fee for whatever. All Let me see if I can find how long it lasts for. Here we go. When a U non-immigrant status is granted, so when a U visa is granted, it's valid for 4 years. It's valid for 4 years. However, extensions are available in certain limited circumstances. Why would an extension be available? This is why what Wack is saying wouldn't make sense for Thug. 21 wouldn't be picked up if he got his U visa extended, because the cops would have went back to 21 Savage and say, oh, we know you ain't say nothing on that other case because we ain't get nobody for you to say nothing on, but we need you to snitch on Young Thug, so we're going to extend your visa, right? Look, this is why they would extend it. Look, you're needed based on a request from law enforcement. Essentially, he would have never got picked up again if he had got his U visa extended. Which, you know what I mean? If he had got his U visa extended, these are one of the reasons he could get extended. Needed based on exceptional circumstances. I'm pretty sure, like, he's rich and famous. They could probably fudge that. And I think this is his fault, though. he should have got it extended on some, oh, I'm still going through some trauma. I'm still blah, 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 blah. Like, his lawyers are, like, he's rich. They got powerful lawyers. He could have gotten extended. But when those 4 years were up, was he still really rich? Apparently, he wasn't even famous yet. You get what I mean? Needed due to the delay in whatever processing, automatically extended upon the filing and pendency of an application of adjustment for a green card or something like that, okay? Now, apparently, when all this happened, he's young and broke. The 4 years passed. None of these things even mattered. His U visa expired. So this is why he was locked up. And let's go to why he was locked up, right? I'm going to keep the screen open. I'm going to open another tab. Now open another tab. I'm going to look up 21 Savage, Young Nudie, arrested. Okay. We're going to go to the AGC, which is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Rapper Young Nudie arrested with 21 Savage on unrelated charges. Now I'm gonna give you the precursor. I remember all these things like it's back of my hand. Young Nudie was arrested by the U.S. Marshals on a warrant for some other shit. Like, I forgot what we're about to read it. When they were arresting Young Nudie, so they had an arrest warrant for Young Nudie, 21 Savage was supposedly in a car, either in the same, like they were traveling together. He was in a car that had a gun in it. So when they pulled everybody over. They want Young Nudie. They get Young Nudie, but they searching everything. They find a gun. When the cops come in and find some shit, it don't matter if it was related to why they came in the first place. They're still going to apply charges based on what they find. They find 21 Savage in a car with a gun. Now, they start checking into his shit. They're realizing, oh, he's not a legal immigrant of the United States. Now, granted, his thing, and I think this is what he's going to go to ICE with. He's going to go to, the immigration court with, yo, I had a U visa before, and I probably forgot to try to file legally to try to get it renewed. And, yeah, I shouldn't have been in that situation, right? So, you know what I mean? If at max, it shouldn't trigger a deportation. It should only trigger a a gun charge, which, again, I think this might have been in Atlanta. Atlanta, like, come on, of course he's going to be the gun charge. Like, come on. Or he's going to be like, it wasn't my gun, it was somebody else's gun, right? Let's read it. Local rapper Young Nudie was arrested early Sunday morning after performance in DeKalb County. His real name, which is Quantavious Thomas, ain't there a couple rappers named Quantavious, was booked into the DeKalb jail on aggravated assault and gang charges. Okay, so he got gang charges, which is pretty much state RICO. That's the state RICO charge, basically, right? Thomas was arrested with rapper 21 Savage on unrelated charges out of DeKalb, according to U.S. Immigration and Customs officials and blah, blah. According to DeKalb, police obtained search warrant or arrest warrants for Thomas around, and about 3 a.m., they spotted him leaving the atrium, so they were watching him after he performed, and he was a part of a Super Bowl-related concert there. Police pulled him over and took him into custody. Okay. Yeah. So this Young Nudie's lawyer said it was something that had to do with 2 years ago. Let's go to 21 Savage. AGC first reported that 21 Savage, whose real name is Shah bin Abraham Joseph, was taken into custody by ICE early Sunday morning. Both rappers were arrested following a traffic stop, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Abraham Joseph was held on allegations that he is from the United Kingdom and has been living in the United States illegally since 2006. What does that tell me? First of all, any investigation to do with YSL started in the earliest we see any mention of YSL in those court documents is 2013. There was no investigation in 2006. Basically, they're saying he's been illegal since 2006. What does that tell me? It tells me that his visa probably expired in 2006. Okay? So it's impossible that he was, and this is just me just trying to use evidence, right? It's impossible that he's snitching on Thug if essentially the reason why he got picked up is that he been illegal. Like, what year was this? He got picked up in 2019 because he was illegal for 13 years. Come on, right? Bond has not been set for blah, blah, da, da, da. Okay, let's go to now 21 Savage ICE case. Okay, Pitchfork. 1 year after his arrest, blah, blah, okay. I want actual information. Here we go. 21 Savage, TMZ always got to have some shit. Is immigration status up in the air? The criminal causing delay. Okay. All right. We're gonna get to this one. Okay. All right. I'm trying to read the I'm trying to read 21 Savage U Visa. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And this is what 21 Savage said in court. Well, his lawyer said in court, okay? Let's click on this. The Immigration Law Associates, right? The immigration process of 21 Savage, right? I want to read something that's more factual based, nothing opinion based, because, you know, some people might already like be trying to say shit, right? Rapper 21 Savage, let me make it this smaller, y'all can see it. By the way, YouTube, y'all hanging there with me? I know sometimes when I get into these in-depth shit, like I lose a little bit of viewers, but I'm trying to explain shit. You know what I mean? Like I think this is much worthwhile, right? Rapper 21 Savage, legal name Shea bin Abraham Joseph, was arrested by ICE in February earlier this year and detained. He was subsequently released, but is still in deportation proceedings. Now, granted, I've known my uncle got deported from the United States. I know a bunch of people. I was born in Jamaica. You know, I'm a citizen now, but I know people, and I'm very familiar with, you know, immigration. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you know, our whole family, you know, immigration, especially, like, the majority of my family lives in Jamaica. A lot of people try to come here. We're very, like, it's, when you're an immigrant, this is something that is of the utmost importance and also something you have to be aware of, right? Okay. His ultimate U.S. immigration fate is unclear and will depend partly on his complicated immigration past. He's presently in this country without status, having overstayed an H-4 visa. Okay? Let's Google that. H-4 visa. I don't know if that's a U visa. Okay. Employment authorization for certain wait. Hold on. We just got to figure out what an H-4 visa is. Sorry, y'all. What's H-4 status? Okay. So this is a work visa. This is a work visa. Yeah, it's admitted to the United States for blah, blah, blah. A non-citizen with an H-4 immigration status is normally not permitted to engage. Oh, wait, it's not a work visa. It's not a work visa. What is this? What is this? Hold on. By the way, chat, I'm learning as I'm going as well. H-4 visa is valid for 3 years. Eligibility lasts until the principal H-1 holder. Okay, so the H-1 holder, let me figure out. I figure what this is. Okay, but this is for like families and stuff. So that's like, yo, if 21 Savage mom came over here and she applied to bring her kids over here. How old is 21 Savage? We're gonna crack this whole case. How old is 21 Savage, right? He's 29 now. He was born in 92. This shit was expired in 2006. If he was born in 92, how old is he in 2006? Let's do the math. 1992, 2006, right? Let's do the math. Was it 2006 or 2003 that it was expired? I think it said 2006, right? We're going to do math. Calculator. 2006 minus 1992. This is when he's 14. So wait, was he 14? Yeah, he was 14. So his visa, and I'm only going by what I'm reading here, right? He was subsequently released, but his fate is unclear. He's present in the country without status, and he overstayed a H-4 visa. Right? Remember, they said, I think I think he was on a U visa, though. Hold on, I'm going to get to this. He has a criminal record. I think we're going to get to it. I think he had 2 visas then. So he had an H-4, which probably his mom got for him, right? And then he got into crime, and then they shot him, and he got a U visa. I think that's what happened. However, after long involvement with gang life, he survived a gang shooting. Bingo. That's where we go. That's where the U visa is going to come in. And he turned his life around. He's successful entertainers using the proceeds for blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. They arrested him because of the overstay, which they can do anytime, as in the rapper's case. It has never been an issue in his previous legal history, blah, blah, da, da, da. Okay. All right. But they do not detain everybody they arrest, but once they do, the person must seek relief from immigration judge. In 21 Savage case, there's speculation that ICE targeted and detained the rapper due to the lyrics in the song A Lot, which refers family members' separation at the U.S.-Mexico border. Others speculate that he came to ICE's attention via USCIS when he applied, so he applied for a U visa, which one available to victims of violent crime who can help police bring perpetrators to justice. Unfortunately, it is a category of federal government that has targeted and has stepped up. The federal government has targeted and stepped up immigration enforcement efforts. Previous to the 2018 policy change, I don't know if y'all can see. Is it too small? If it's too small, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Sorry. Previous to the 2018 policy change introduced by Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who had applied for a U visa and was detained, like 21 Savage, could be administratively released by a judge pending the decision, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. On a new policy, for a person to remain in the U.S., the U visa must be credible, according to the tough standards that greatly reduce the judge's discretion. Absent that finding, individual must wait outside the United States for the outcome of the U visa case, which, whoa, this is interesting. Absent of that finding, and we got to wait outside the United States, which even without an approval means separation from parents and whatever. Okay, he was not in deportation proceedings and had no final order of removal against him when he was arrested and detained. However, any applicant of a U visa who does have only 5 days to produce evidence of a credible case to forestall his or her having to leave the country to wait a decision. He was released from detention because the lawyer was secured expedited hearing before an immigration judge, something few receive benefits for. And besides the pending U case, likely weighing in the rapper's favor, he was low for flight risk and lack of danger to the community, and his efforts to rehabilitate his life. He has a long way to go. Approval of the U visa and a subsequent petition for green card can take years. This and third. Okay, so what I'm reading here, he never got a U visa. So he applied for one, but maybe never got it. Or maybe there's just something else that's missing. So essentially, here's the point. Because y'all don't care if he stays in America or he goes, right? Y'all probably just only care, is he snitching? The mere fact that there is no solid proof, right? Is the mere fact, and maybe I could read something else that tells me different. Let me see. U visa. I'm going to read this one. It's another website. Visa. File the U visa petition, blah, blah. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not gonna read this. I'm hearing that this article is kind of like biased, so I want to be very non-biased in this. Okay. So let me actually recenter myself, and I'm gonna give my assessment based on what I've read. I'm doing everything live. It appears that he overstayed in his initial visa, which most people would if you can't secure, citizenship. He probably applied for a U visa. Granted, I don't know if that U visa would be acknowledged or even granted, because police gave up on the case where he got shot. The police gave up on it. You know what I mean? So they're probably saying, why are we gonna give you a visa when you ain't help us, nigga? The fuck? What are we doing that for? You know what I mean? Like the U visa is for victims of crime that are going to help the police. If you're not helping the police, they don't really give a fuck about you. So of course he's applying for it, and of course he put an application in. So when they did catch him, damn near motherfucking 13 years later, he's saying, well, I didn't overstay my welcome. I was supposed to get a U visa. I was waiting on that. Clearly it didn't come through, or clearly it was just held up, or whatever the case is. And that's why they're basically saying, no, nigga, if you're waiting for the visa, you got to wait outside the United States. You can't wait in the United States. So that's a whole big thing, right? Now, he got a judge. Obviously, he's rich and he knew Jay-Z and all those people. They got a judge to fucking put an injunction in to say, yo, we're going to release him, and, until this proceeding is done, but he doesn't have to leave the United States, which obviously he can still work and do all that shit he got to do. Okay. What does that mean? Let's go back to Wack's point. Does it mean 21 Savage is a snitch? If anything, it means he, like, number one, he didn't even have the opportunity to snitch. You get me? He didn't have a U visa. He's really trying to use it now because he was a victim of a crime back in the day, right? He put in an application. They never respected it, or they never responded to it. He never left the United States. There's no proof that he actually cooperated. Now, again, if you just want to argue technicality, and obviously, you know, I don't care nothing about cooperating, so I'm a bad example. When a nigga signs, whether it's a plea deal or anything else, usually part of many of these deals say you have to tell to a judge or you have to confess everything you had part in doing, or say it's any type of immunity deal. It basically says you have to confess everything that you know about this situation that you could possibly get charged for, which quote unquote could be snitching, quote unquote, right? The point what I'm trying to say is that, do I think 21 Savage snitch? No. Do I think he signed something that could have forced him to snitch? Yes. Of course. That's just what it is. But you see, this is why the snitching shit is confusing. You gotta be man. The U.S. government, they're playing their game. Oh, you want to stay in the United States? Motherfucker, well, if you gonna stay based on the fact you a victim of a crime, you gotta help us solve the crime. If we get to that point. You get what I mean? Like, you know the funny thing about even with the 6ix9ine shit? 6ix9ine would not even be seen as a snitch if everybody folded. If we didn't see 6ix9ine on the stand. Like, niggas would be like, yo, he would have came out and explained that shit away. Oh, yeah, nah, niggas for my baby moms. Like, nah, like, yo, like, I just took this deal just because, like, they kicked me out the gang. Bro, you would have not been seen like a snitch. He really got seen like a snitch because of Harv and them went to trial. And when you sign these deals, like, say if 21 Savage did sign a deal and say they locked the niggas up, you know what they're going to come to 21 and say? Yo, you signed this deal. You got to testify, bro. Now, granted, if you signed the deal and they didn't solve the case, you don't have to testify. So are you a snitch for signing the deal? And what I mean the deal, or are you a snitch for applying for the visa, or you're a snitch for telling? The goalpost with snitching keeps getting moved. Some people be like, oh, no, you know, this is why they keep bringing us the new shit. Oh, you're dry snitching, you're dis snitching. Like, is snitching paperwork or not? Because if 21 Savage snitched on some niggas, tell me the niggas who are in jail that shot him 6 times and killed his man that he put in jail. Otherwise, okay, let's be fair. Could we say he signed a document that could have forced him to snitch? Yeah. But that's like any immunity deal or a lot of times many plea deals. That's just what it is. Did he get on the stand? No. Now, granted, you have to, like, you see, it leaves it up, and this is why I hate the snitching conversation. It leaves it up to your interpretation. So now we got to play what ifs, woulda, shoulda, couldas. You're not gonna do 20 more years if you don't snitch. You're not gonna get kicked out the whole country where you pretty much grew up and knew everybody at if you don't snitch. So again, that's up to your interpretation. You might be like, nah, I think 21 would have, if they told him back then, if you don't tell, we're kicking you out the country, he was gonna tell. Okay, well, shit. We could do minority report. Yeah, all right, fine. Or we could go off what actually happened. Did he tell? No. Did he sign something that could have forced him to tell? Yeah. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now, I like how y'all all try to act tough who have never been in that situation. But if you're literally going to get kicked out the country and you probably have reasonable knowledge that they ain't going to solve this crime and they're offering you a visa that could keep you in this country if they ever solve the crime, which you probably know they won't, because even though you're cooperating, you're not cooperating, won't you take advantage of the visa? Again, some of y'all too gangster for y'all own good. You know me, little or nothing, I'm up in that bitch. You know what I mean? I don't even eat White Castle, but I'll be like, yo, listen, man, y'all niggas give me a White Castle, it's over. So, it's over. So, you know what I mean? Again, this thing about snitching, there's no nuanced. There's no fucking nuanced. Everybody loves to say no snitching, but let me tell you what happens in every plea agreement. You have to give. A judge will never accept a plea from a defendant if they don't give a sequence of events that make sense on the record how they were involved in whatever they're pleading guilty to. Now, maybe you don't implicate somebody, but they could use that to implicate somebody. Well, this nigga took a plea, and in his plea, he said he did drive the car that they threw the nigga in that kidnapped him. Okay? So he's already pleading. He's saying that this is what he did. We have you on camera getting in the car. He already admitted that that's the car that did it and that he was the driver. We see you getting in the car. By him admitting that, it's kind of helped build the case on you. Did he snitch on you? No, the nigga took a plea. Snitching is like really interesting, right? But I used to think that snitching, but this is why, niggas in the streets, they play weird rules. I used to think that snitching is like, 6ix9ine did snitching, right? You are on the witness list for the prosecution to testify against them. I don't know. Okay. Did that make any sense to y'all? Anyway, Wack did come back, and I want to give Wack the last word on this. Wack100, 21 Savage paperwork. This is hilarious. Here we go.
Bro, don't nobody give a fuck. We don't legal beagle. I'm with you, bro. In order for us to get that paperwork, them court days gotta happen. Where them court dates at, my nigga?
Minute orders.
You see that one I sent you? It said he picked up the gun charge.
Boy, yeah, bro. Where you go?
Yeah, but that
you
nigga,
gonna
he
dig
need
this
to
shit
answer
deeper.
that question.
You gonna dig this deeper. You fucking with a decorated ex-con, nigga.
Hold on, listen. Let me ask you a question though.
One thing I also say about people who are in the streets, they all act like they're attorneys. If y'all were attorneys, y'all wouldn't be getting charged like that, brother. Like, if y'all knew the law that well, like, it's one, like, Wack does it a lot. I love Wack, but like, not because you're an ex-con means you know exactly how the law works. You know what I mean? If you were that good at knowing the law, you wouldn't be caught up in the law. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I hear like some of these people on Clubhouse, they talk like they know this shit more than a criminal defense attorney. You get what I mean? It's like, again, sometimes it's speculation. And by the way, I'm not saying, Wack probably does know certain shit because he's seen shit that, maybe the regular person who's commenting it wouldn't be privy to, like, his experiences. But, how much are we taking this as just purely fact? Or is Wack just kind of feeling away because 21 Savage was lightly kind of calling him gay? By the way, Wack ain't gay. Like, Wack always stay with some chicks. He's married. Anyway, let's keep going.
I'm saying, I'm not agreeing with what you're saying because I said where that paperwork at.
Hold
on. Listen to what I'm saying. I've heard you numerous of times say you can't call a nigga a snitch without the paperwork.
Nah.
But where the paperwork at that you saying?
Where the court date
I
at?
done seen you. Hold on. I done seen you threaten to pay for work.
Where is the court date? Hey, look. You can't, bro. This ain't 2020.
The way how Wack runs Clubhouse, you're a snitch until proven not a snitch. And you cannot prove yourself to be not a snitch unless you give all your court papers to Wack for them to scrutinize. And then even then, while you're probably fucking up your own case, you're still not going to be like, oh, we were wrong. We've never had we were wrong moment. Never.
Hey, bro, don't nobody give a fuck. We don't need you niggas stage. You niggas stage ain't even popping. Give a fuck. You on our side.
100 people on that stage.
On the 100 side, bitch.
On the 100
side. All this behind that broad. I wonder if he gonna check her.
And we don't even go to their room. Like, what were they thinking? What was she doing? I can't.
This out. When Shine called his case, he went to court, did his time, and they sent him straight out the country.
Shine ain't had to reach that 21 got. Let's be very clear. Okay. I don't even think Diddy was backing that nigga like that, bro. Let's be honest. Let's keep it true. Diddy threw that nigga to the wolves. Like, you have a lot of heavyweights that was in 21. 21 Savage is lucky. I'll tell you that. He's definitely lucky, but he had a lot of heavyweights that was in his corner pulling a lot of strings. Remember, he got like this emergency hearing that stopped him from getting deported. He was only days away from getting, at least even during the process, it says while you wait for a U visa, you're supposed to wait on the outside the United States after like 5 days. So there was a very high possibility of them trying to get him the fuck out of here. You get what I mean? And luckily, to his credit, they got something to stop that. So he has a lot of people who are pulling for him. I keep telling you, most of these entertainers, whether it's from 21 Savage to Meek to other people, that's why I do believe that they should pay it forward because they are lucky. You know what I mean? Meek's situation, whether you want to say it or not, like the amount of times they claimed he violated was exorbitant. And if it was a regular nigga, you're not getting out. But Meek definitely got out. That's why, these guys have a long, they have a long reach and they're rich and, very important to certain people with a lot of power. They do get special treatment. Nobody's going to sit here and I hope 21 Savage don't think that he not getting special treatment. 21 Savage get special treatment. Shit, Young Thug's getting special treatment now. He got 3 bond hearings, my nigga. I was watching one of them like hearings for the day. I'm watching it live. This motherfucker came to court and be like, Your Honor, we haven't gotten a bond hearing in a fucking year. Young Thug got 3 since May. You get what I mean? And they're trying to get a 4th. Gunna about to get his like next week. His 3rd. So these guys who are rich and famous, they have a long reach. They could make things happen a little bit more quicker. And again, this is why money talks. Let's just be honest. Let me keep hearing.
Hell yeah.
I
had a I asked that nigga when you going to court. I can't go to court. What you mean you can't go to court, nigga? Fuck you talking about? You can't go to court because of ICE. Huh? ICE is tripping on you because of the court date. You niggas better leave me alone. But once again, I was chilling.
It say his case is on pause due to an ongoing criminal case against the rapper in 2019.
Listen, there it goes.
The gun case.
Anytime something pause, hey look, only 2 people could pause. The DA, right? By the instructions of the highest something greater than them.
Judge.
Ain't no pause in no case for 3 years, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Attention to what's going on. Is you paying attention? Listen, check this out, huh?
Did you hear
pause
what he
both
said?
cases. They paused both cases. How can they pause both of them?
Something up. Something up. Now we want to know.
I'm telling you, I told you it's that gun case. They put a pause on because the gun case is gonna and he has to tell. They said he has to tell.
Well, if you start cooperating, they'll pause everything.
He sure is living his life now.
That nigga Wack 100% right.
They will pause everything.
Hell yeah, Wack opened all our eyes. That's some real ass shit, y'all.
Nigga, let it fucking alone, my nigga.
Hey, listen, and again, this is why Wack is good. And also, Wack is also right in the sense of because Wack is good at what he does, you shouldn't fuck with him. But I do wonder, I'm like, yo, Wack, you're putting heavy accusations on a nigga who lives in Atlanta where a lot of families are being jeopardized. You're putting out a narrative like 21 Savage is the reason why niggas is locked up. And granted, if 21 Savage did call Wack gay or was laughing at that, whatever, sure, 21 Savage would be wrong. He should have just like just fall back, my nigga, right? But does that warrant Wack throwing up a unsubstantiated rumor? Because even though this, again, he's good for this, like there's some credence to what he's saying, there's just no proof. It's just like saying, yo, like, yeah, there might be some smoke. There's a whole forest fire over there. Like, we don't know. You know what I mean? Again, he's not coming with full proof. He's now throwing it on 21 Savage like, you give us the proof. But 21 Savage can't do nothing. What do you want 21 Savage to do? Show up on Clubhouse with his lawyer to explain it? This is one of the reasons you do want to leave Wack alone. But you see, Wack don't play fair with niggas. You know what I mean? You laugh at his booty being in the air. Now Wack about to put out a whole thing that you a snitch. Who you agree with? I'll play a little bit more of this and then we'll move on.
Nigga, I don't know why he come fuck with me.
I ain't even gonna lie. I forgot that nigga was an immigrant until about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, everybody, look, that's what it just.
Yo, them niggas in Clubhouse, man. I'm telling you, bro. Like, yo, them niggas in Clubhouse, man. When Wack talks, it's like, it's hilarious, bro.
Time to do. Forget. Nah, I ain't forgot.
Why the fuck did Tokyo do that? I just don't know.
Tok-
Like, she was talking
What
shit.
happened? What happened? I'm lost.
Nothing. She said she was talking shit to Wack.
All right. Anyway, okay, that's what it is. What should we touch on next? I think it's time we just kind of touch on this. Let's touch on this Kanye White Lives Matter shit. Right now, if you guys don't know, probably a couple days ago,